Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another edition of the NH Experience. And on today's show, I have another fantastic guest. This man, you've seen this man all over the airspace. You've seen him all over television. You remember him from Nick Cannon's Wildin' Out, that appears on MTV and VH1 for a couple of years. You also see him on the latest Growing Up in LA series on YouTube. He's a creator, he's a writer, he's an entertainer, comedian, all around good dude. He's a father, a man of the people, I should say. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for the one and only Watts Homie Quan. What's going on, man? How you doing?
Oh man, I'm blessed, man. I'm happy to be here, man. How about you?
Man, I'm good. Hey, listen, we out here on the grind on different routes, man. So I'm glad to see you doing well. I'm glad to see that the
Yeah.
show has done well. I'm a little disappointed, man, because it's only 4 episodes, man. So I was a little disappointed, man. It kind of reminded me of the Richard Pryor. Excuse me, 5 episodes. I'm sorry, and yeah, 5 episodes. I'm sorry, my mistake. And it reminded me of the Richard Pryor show, man. You never could get enough, man. So uh
Hey,
congratulations on all the success thus far.
thank you, man. I love that. Like for you to put Richard Pryor in the same sentence as this show that we created, man. That's love because that's one of my comedy idols. You know what I'm saying? So that was amazing. I was scared to put out the last episode, man. I'm like, nah, it ain't over yet, man. We just got started. But man, I'm just glad that the responses has been so amazing. But season two, it's gonna be 10 to 12 episodes, so we're gonna make
No, I can.
sure of it.
That's awesome, man. I mean, when you look at the quality of the show, as far as like the time that you took to write it, the concepts, the people that were involved in the show,
Yeah,
um, let me ask you this before we get started. What were some of the movies that you grew up on that inspired you to put together growing up in LA? Because I saw some references, but I want you to speak on that.
yeah.
And what it meant to you.
I'm gonna say, I'm gonna say Richard Pryor's "Which Way Is Up." I'm gonna say Richard Pryor's "Car Wash." Eddie Murphy's "Vampire in Brooklyn," "Coming to America." The Clumps, Nutty Professor. Um, 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 um. The old kung fu movies, like all these different things, like really inspired me in a way. I say a lot of Eddie Murphy and Martin and Richard Pryor. Like I used to watch those faithfully. So those is things that shaped and molded the prosthetic characters and Michael Jackson too.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
because remember,
definitely.
yeah, he had that Halloween movie. A lot of people don't remember Michael Jackson had a Halloween movie where he was in prosthetic makeup and played multiple characters and stuff. Yeah.
See, I love it because you do your homework, bro, and I love that about you. And you actually pay homage to those that came before you, and that's the beautiful thing about it. Now, for those that may not understand or know, how did you come up with the name Watts Homie Quan?
All right, Watts Homie Quan. Basically, I ain't even gonna front. It was a time where I was trying to discover my name because I was going under Breezy Deuce at first because that was my dancing name. So long story short, I used to be a dancer and I was at a Chris Brown video shoot dancing one time and he was like, "Oh, here you are, Breezy Deuce." So I went with that name. Then Watts Homie Quan came about because I needed something that identify me. And Rich Homie Quan was hot at the time. So I was like, his name probably ain't even Quan. So I was like, that's my and I'm from Watts, and then people like what used to say Watts Homie a little. But I was like, ooh, you sound hard. That's my name. Watts Homie Quan. It just sound right every time I said it. So I just ran with it ever since.
Man, that's dope, man. So talk to me a little bit about how you grew up in Watts. What was that experience like for you? Because I know you have a couple of great stories to tell.
Yeah.
And then also too, talk a little bit about your dad because I heard a story that your dad almost ran into Ice Cube at one point in
Yeah.
time. So talk a
Yeah.
little bit about your growing up and then talk about your dad's travels and adventures.
All right. So basically, growing up in Watts, it was me, my mom, and my brothers. Me and my mom and my two brothers, and we grew up in a tight knit family, like in the hood. Like we seen a lot, so we had to grow up at an early age. My father was incarcerated for like 12 years, so he wasn't really there to like shelter and shield us. My mom, she was there to protect us, but us boys, we gonna roam the streets still. So me and my older brother used to go around, and we 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 were still into the art, like sports and comedy stuff, because we used to love going to the video store. So we were still into that stuff, but the streets around us gave us these personalities to where like we was like, oh, what if so and so got into it with this person? So we used to create characters, and I feel like the crazy stuff that we witnessed and went through, it helped us become who we are today, because like we used to act that stuff out, and and all that crazy stuff. So that was it was a crazy but fun experience. My father was um affiliated, but my father was a guy that was into the film stuff and stuff too, because my dad did Colors, the movie Colors, Michael Jackson's The Way You Making Me Feel, stuff like that. So like it was stories where he used to tell me like Michael Jackson used to come over there to their area and just like chill sometime. So that was kind of hard, because I'm like, okay, my pops is like a full fledged member, but bro, it's like you and Michael Jackson. That's kind of crazy. So all that stuff kind of shaped us, because from his mistakes, it taught us not to go that route, but use where you come from and give the people a voice, because we never really had too much of voice. We had um 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 I forgot his name that fast, and I feel so crazy. Um 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 the director from John Singleton. We had John Singleton give us those stories, but I think since John Singleton, we haven't had no one to really like dive into it and give people the real authentic stories of LA. So like we just decided to take that and put it into film and put it into skits so people can understand.
So talk to me a little bit, man, about your dad and Ice Cube's encounter, man. That sounds like an adventure in itself.
All right, so basically, my pops was, like I said, a gang member. So he really was like out there. He didn't care about really too much of nothing. So he had a dicky suit that he had made out of blue rags, and he was walking down the street, and they happened to be filming Friday. So he was walking to catch the bus to go to this area, and he seen Ice Cube, and he just seen them staring because he had the hit. And I realized, bro, you had on the blue rag dicky suit. So they were staring, and he hit him up like, and he was like, he didn't know that was cute. So he got caught the bus left, then came back with his homies and stuff. Like, okay, niggas was staring. So he then seen that it was Ice Cube, and he was like, I was like, dang, you could have been a Friday. Goofy, why would you do that? But it was just funny that that happened to be who it was. Man, that was funny. I'm like, man, I could have been in Friday after next if you wouldn't
It messed up my chances.
mess up my pops. It
Oh
was
man, that's hilarious, dude. So talk to me just about how did you go from growing up in Watts, obviously learning the craft, building yourself up to get to the point where you were actually on Wild and Out, one of the hottest shows in the TV space, and connected with Nick Cannon.
Yeah, basically, just doing skits, just doing my thing, just pushing and making stuff happen. Like I was doing skits off of a iPhone 5C. It was like my screen was cracked and it was blacking out because I was filming so much and editing on my phone. So I was doing skits, and built a name off of that. And then I seen like I was going through some stuff. I seen Nick Cannon post like I want to get on Wild and Out, so took it upon myself to use the last resources I had, like the little money I had. I went and got a jacket made, started doing skits every single day and pushing myself. I didn't like literally didn't know nobody that knew Nick Cannon or was connected to him or none of that. So I was working my way up to the point to where people that did deal with Nick Cannon started to see it. And I would DJ Head by calling them and putting them on the phone with me. That didn't like give me, the opportunity to. That just allowed me to speak to him. And he was like, I ain't seen your stuff, but people were telling me about it. And I can't guarantee you gonna make my show, but I can give you an audition. I was like, don't guarantee me nothing. Like just give me an audition and I'll work for it. So I did that. I gave my information, and then they made me do my own audition tape. And this is like I only auditioned for like one thing before, and it was Slink Johnson's Black Jesus TV show. So I didn't really know how auditions go, but it was like, we need you to make audition tape, just do some jokes. So what I did was like, all right, let me go back and watch some more episodes, because I was watching Water Out every day, but I was like, let me fully watch the structure. So I went to the barbershop, created the Wild 'N Out set at the barbershop, had the Wild 'N Out girls, and I did every like game segment, and I played the games, and I battled people, and I freestyled, and I did this and that and the third. And I sent it in, and I didn't hear from him at first, so I'm like, oh, it sucked. Like they is not gonna call me back. And then like I think like like either a few days before my birthday or like close to a month before my birthday, they messaged me and was like, "Hey, want to get your information? We're gonna send you a plane, send you a plane ticket to come to Atlanta." And then the rest was history. And I did 4 seasons of Wild 'N Out after that.
No, man, that's the first time I actually noticed who you were, and I'm like, wait a minute, this dude is something different about this guy. And I'm not just saying it because I have you on here, but you had that energy and that vibe that was something different, and it
Thank
was like finding out that you were a West Coast dude. On top of that, was like, oh, this, this dude is from the town. Okay, yeah. Let's see, let's check this out. So,
you.
I mean, for you, and this is the thing that I think doesn't get enough credit is the fact that you took the time to not only invest in yourself, but took the time to watch what Wild 'N Out, to recreate Wild 'N Out that much in order for you to get to even have a chance at the opportunity to get on Wild 'N Out. And what would you say to somebody or some people that may be looking to develop themselves much like you did at one point in time? What were some of the things that you would advise them to do or not do in order to give them an opportunity to grab a chance of being on television or whatever they want to do?
I would say trust yourself wholeheartedly. Like, believe in yourself. Never think that uh, any dream isn't attainable. Like, you just gotta apply yourself and really believe in it. Like, pray on it. Like, just this you gotta fully believe it, because a lot of us, we kind of be like nervous or scared to go after it because it's out of our comfort zone. Anything out of the norm for us is like, oh dang, I don't see it. But what if this happened? What if this? You don't know it until you try. So you just gotta really just push yourself. And I would say just stick to who you are. Don't let this stuff change you. Don't change like in a bad way. You get me? Because some people, like, for fame and stuff, they do all type of crazy stuff that's out of them, and it's not them just because they're like, oh, this is my opportunity, I gotta take it. Nah, you get blessed with more opportunities for you just being a stand-up person and being yourself, and not allowing those things to make you become somebody you're not. Because it was at a point where I was out. I ain't gonna say I was going to, but it was like a situation where it was like, "Oh, we want you to be this," and it's like I was talking to my lady and stuff. It was like, "Ain't this what you were trying to get away from? So don't." And in that quick moment, when like you at this point where you like, I've been working so hard to get here, and you're just like happy to be there. So like certain things, you like, all right, it might not be that bad, but you gotta check in with yourself. Like, nah, this ain't cool. Like, I can't, because that's how they get you. That's how they get people to do weird stuff and all this other stuff. You gotta do it for yourself. When you're not doing it for fame, or you're not doing it for clout or none of that, all those other things don't impress you. It's not nothing that you like. I got you like, man, I could do this with this stuff. If, you know what I'm saying? I could do without it. So just don't change for fame. Don't do no weird stuff. Just be yourself and believe in you, because it takes you to believe in yourself for other people to see it. If you're not confident in you, nobody else gonna see it.
Absolutely. You hit on something really, I thought, really important. You talked about your lady in your life that
Yeah.
kind of kept you grounded, but also another woman in your life that you hey, there you go. There you go. Another lady in your life that started you on the road, on the right path, was your mother. And so talk to me
Yes.
about that relationship and how that relationship blossomed, and how you were able to really look out for moms even now with your success.
Yeah. Man, like that's my dog. My mom. She worked so hard to make sure we was taken care of, because my pops was incarcerated, like I stated. So my mom, she was the one that like was taking care of him there, taking care of us, working 2 and 3 jobs at a time. And me seeing my mom work so hard, it was that thing that like made me want to work harder to figure out how to help her, because I used to see my mom do so much for everybody and not really for herself so much because she has so much on her plate. She's like, I'll worry about me later. I'll just get everybody else straight. And that's what gave me that heart, that would gave me that hunger, that would gave me that drive to be able to do what I wanted to do. And then like my mama, like she's goofy as heck. So like my personality comes from her. So like, man, just seeing her work so hard, I was like, I have to do something to help her. Then I didn't know. I was thinking like just get a job. But God said, you know what I'm saying, your talents will make room for you. And I feel like that's exactly what it is, because with going through what I went through and sticking it out and making this dream happen, I'm able to make my mom happy. I'm able to like help in certain situations. I'm able to give her things back that she gave me. You can never repay your mom for anything that she's done for you because that price is too high to pay. But you can make it easier by, you know what I'm saying, helping and doing stuff. So like my mom, like she really gave me that that sense of go for it. Even like when I'm unsure, there's moments where my girl she'll tell you, it's like moments where I'd be like, dang, I don't know how, but that doesn't mean I'm going to stop for it. It's just in that moment, my
Hmm.
mind is like bothering me. And for anybody that's watching, it's okay. It's okay for like you to have those moments where you might feel down. But the biggest part about that is just being able to pull yourself out of that and don't stop. Even if you're not unsure of what's ahead of you, take
Hmm.
that sense of being unsure and still go through with it, because I don't know. It's like you can't just stop there. You can't stop there. That's the beauty of having faith, is being able to trust something that you can't truly see, and taking that risk of failing. And failing isn't really failing. It's trial and error, I think. You know what I'm saying? So my mom, she just shaped me for that. Like my pop, she helped me a little bit with that, but she was more hands on because she was there every single
Hmm.
day. So like, man, like that's the reason why I'm where I'm at now, because of my mom.
Yeah, absolutely, man. She sounds like a very incredible lady, man. Much props and respect to her. Now let's get into the series of series, better known as
Yeah.
Growing Up in LA. Now, at what point did you realize, okay, I gotta start this series, I gotta start shooting this series? Because I started watching, I also watched you on Instagram, man, and I fell out laughing because a lot of stuff that you would point out, stuff I grew up in the '90s, right, and in the early, obviously '90s, and then translated into the 2000s and whatnot. But it was real. But you chose to make
Mm-hmm.
it comical. You chose to kind of
Yeah.
have people laugh at sometimes tragedy, but also laugh at it at the same time.
Yeah.
So, what inspired you to go that particular route and still be
Mm-hmm.
able to stay balanced in what you need to do and still have people accept you for who you are and respect your talents?
Yeah, man, because like what I the thing I say to myself is like, you know what you know. Like you know other things, but you know what you know more than other stuff. So like it sounds crazy, but it makes total sense. Like with the hood stuff, me being from here, I understand it. I've been here so long. I know the culture, and I feel like it was never expressed in that right accurate way. It's in Hollywood's way. It has like hints of the truth, but just it being the authentic story of it, whether it's the rawness, the crazy stuff. I don't do it to promote that type of culture, but just to show the good times, show the ignorance, show the relatable moments of these things. And we was like taught to Instagram. Like, what is something that can be done to take you off a step, take you a step off of Instagram? And as a kid, I always wanted to do um, a comedy show because of watching, the old black sitcoms and comedy sketch shows and stuff. So all that made me want to do it because I'm like, they had so much fun doing it, and I could see, like as a kid, I could see myself there, but I didn't know how. And we were talking like we should just do a show, And growing up in LA came about like that wasn't even like a focus that came from a voiceover in a skit, and the name sounds so good because we was doing it about chain snatching season. You know, like the award shows when the celebrities come out here, they get at the Beverly Center and Roscoe's on Pico and some more stuff. So uh my lady, she was like, cause we was coming up with the voiceover. She was like, growing up in LA, and we started writing, and I was like, ooh, it sounds hard. So I continued to use the narrations growing up in LA, and it stuck. And it was like, oh, this is a brand. So we drew up the logo, and we did it. And then we was like, all right, we're gonna do a show. And we did one show off our cell phone, but it was called Hood Pass. Hood Pass. It was like the what is that thing? Like the like what do you call it? Like the yeah, like the prequel of growing up in LA, because I didn't know if that name was gonna stick or not. And I was like Hood Pass, it was me wanting to show the people the hood through our eyes. So
Mm-hmm.
we did the first scene on the cell phone, and then we was like, nah, we gotta do it. We gotta just invest. So I took the last money. Another gamble in my life. Took the last bit of what I had, so I was saving stuff. So I took that and paid for the show. We got a crew. We got the prosthetic makeups. We got the locations. So we did growing up in LA. And when when we started writing, it was like, this is where we need to go, because this stuff is too good to just be on social media. We need to figure out a next level, the next step. So shot the season and was like, this is where we're going. I'm not going back to Instagram. I'm a post, but TV is where this
Mm-hmm.
next evolving step for me is.
No, man, I enjoyed it. I tell you what, one of my favorite characters is Theo. Theo is one of my favorite characters, man. When y'all with the Latino brothers, man, that dude is
Yeah.
hilarious. And then
Thank you.
also too, I have to say, the preacher, the Reverend, that dude, that's what
Oh
reminded me of
yeah.
Coming to
Shout
America.
out.
That's what that reminded me of Coming to America.
Yeah. No, honestly, what's so funny about that is it's two movies on where I got the actually three movies where I got the idea from. And basically the look of the character was Eddie Murphy in Coming to America as the barber. That's why
Mm.
I was bald, had the hair down, and had the gold tooth, because Eddie Murphy, I love the way his prosthetics look, and I love his character. So I was like, oh, all right, that's the look. The preacher was Richard Pryor in Which Way Is Up. Richard Pryor played the pastor dude, and then I loved Eddie Murphy's performance in Vampire in Brooklyn when he was the preacher. Like, you get you a good piece of evil ass. Evil is good. And it was funny. I was saying, oh, okay, I know where I'm going with this. Reverend God Almighty, a money hungry preacher, and the look of Eddie Murphy from that. So I was like, we're gonna put all this together, and I just did it because I wanted to pay homage of. I'll t- I was so excited. I was trying to put everything I was inspired by into one show. So that's why it's like three inspirations for that.
Nah, man, it's dope. I mean, the thing that resonated was the Jesse Owens Park scene. Because if you from LA, you know Jesse Owens can get active real quick.
Hey, nah. Hey, no. Hey, babe. Didn't it get active when we was filming? We had to leave. We had to get up out of there. Like, you know what I'm saying? The other side came through there while we was filming. That's why I was short. And we like, oh yeah, yeah, we gotta get the shot first though. But we gotta get up out of here. The cameraman was like, I don't see. Like, no, hey, white boy, this shit's serious, okay? Let's just shoot this last piece and let's get up.
You can stay here if you want to, but we out.
Yeah, we out. They might not touch you, but we gotta get out of here, dog.
How much love did you get? Would you feel like you got more love people that weren't in LA
Mm-hmm.
versus, or did you get the same amount of love from people in LA as well as nationwide, where people would reach out to you and tell you what they felt about the show?
Man, LA has been extremely amazing because like the city the thing that I like about LA the most is like with the fan base I did have, and some of the ones that I just got. They watch the art so they understand it, and the people that have been following me for a long time, they like the I see how much you are evolving when it comes to this content. Like your content has been good, but like just the just the depths of where you're going with this, like the sense of not just doing hood stuff, because you're doing other things with hood stuff combined in it, like the court show and the Creepers TV show and all this other little stuff. LA has been crazy, but like people from different states has been like hitting me up, like people is telling me like I learned how to like grow up in LA without growing up here, but like maneuver through LA by watching your skits and this, that, and the third. Like when I be at like when I be at like certain industry events with like people from different places like Memphis, Texas, all these other spots, they're like, bro, I learned how to survive here because of you and your skits. So the responses has been crazy. I just been like, dang, like I'm thinking like maybe only the city will get us, but people from other places understand it because the picture that we paint is so clear. Like it's no way around it. It's like the stuff that we do are like a learner's guide for people that's not from here.
Mm-hmm.
So like I find that dope. I find that dope.
No, let me tell you something. The hats, people don't realize how important hats are in LA. And when you
Yeah,
touch on that, I'll say, "Oh yeah, this is the chapter everybody needs to pay attention to. If you don't listen to nothing else,
yeah,
pay
man,
attention to the hat guy."
man, dog. Like I because of that, you know what I'm saying, I got a sponsorship with Lids. Shout out Lids. You know what I'm saying? Shout out Lids. But
Congratulations.
yeah, thank you. People don't really understand that, man. It's like it ain't teams, it's affiliated with something. And if you unsure, you might get yourself in a situation. So I just wanted to be informal in regards to that. Like I I've been doing like stuff about hats since 2017. Like, but like with us being from here, we have to learn about hats and stuff at an early age. Hats, colors, words not to say, because some words can be distance and you don't even know. It can be food, like anything. And it's like
Mm-hmm.
you don't know what you know about the city until you have to tell somebody about it. You're like, damn, like this was traumatizing. Like we really had to not say certain stuff. Like it's crazy, man.
Hey man, you said you're working on season 2. Are you guys in the process
Yeah.
of shooting season 2? And if so, are you guys looking for investors or executives? What are you trying to do with season 2 that's going to be different from season 1?
Yes. We are looking for investors and stuff like that. Um, we want to take this TV show to another level, like learning um some of the great stuff that we learned, and then some of the little situations that happened during making the first season. It's like we got our feet wet, so now we know how to better approach it the next time. We want to make sure that we give everybody something that they need. We want them to enjoy it. Because one thing that I did catch from watching the episodes, and like people's responses was like, this is fire but it's short. And we went through a problem with our DP. We had like some issues with, so we was like, hey, let's cut ties and let's go where we go with. So that's why it wasn't a full season for everybody. But it's hard to explain that because you don't want to like seem messy or talk about that type of stuff. So we had to bite the bullet and be like, oh, we just gonna take it. But this season we're gonna make sure that everything is filmed the right way. We want to make sure that we use dope film set locations and stuff, and really have more fun with it. Like I'm ready to go crazy. I'm ready for people to see exactly what's in my mind. And I feel like investors and stuff would help because we are like we're putting our own money into this, like, so we just want to make sure that it's that this baby is well taken care of, because this is a project that like we've been thinking about for the longest. Like I always want to do a show, my lady, she always wants to do a show. So like we combine our ideas and combine our different resources. So we just want to make sure everything is just taken care of the proper way. So yeah, this season we gonna make sure we go crazy. We're in the process of writing right now, and we aiming to shoot in February.
So you're able to shoot in January?
No,
February.
February. I'm thinking February. that would give us time because we're going to write, lock in these locations, and get the cast, and stuff like that.
I know you want to get your show off, to its cruising altitude, as I like to say, as far as getting it off the ground and getting it to where you see it to reaching. But in addition to you creating and writing and directing, is acting aside from that, like in movies or in other television series, is that something that you're looking at to doing moving forward?
Yes, of course. That's definitely the dream goal. Like, I want to be an overall amazing actor. I want to play in different films. I want to be in action. I want to be in drama. I want to be, you know, like all these different films. Because me loving the art of watching so many different films when I was a kid, I didn't just watch all black comedy. I also watched Robin Williams, Will Ferrell, Rob Schneider, Adam Sandler, Vince Vaughn. I watched different white comedians and stuff like that too. So like, I seen the funny Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is an amazing person. Like, one of my favorite movies from Jim Carrey is Liar Liar, and just watching these um these different comedians and stuff, it made me want to be able to act and do these movies that they do, because like they put on an amazing performance. Like,
Mhm.
uh um Robert De Niro. Robert De Niro is crazy. Al Pacino goes crazy. Like when my lady, like I used to watch some of their films, but like when my lady put me on Heat, I was like, bro,
Oh, classic.
like that movie was crazy. So I want to do all kind of movies. Like the stuff I really want to get into is like those old black um singing movies. Like the Five Heartbeats of Temptations. I want to do a role like that. I want to take on a full role where I got the perm with the choreographed moves and all that stuff. I want to do a western. I want to do a crazy action movie like Fast and the Furious. Like, I want to do all type of stuff, and I want to do TV shows, because the whole goal is to just like really become an actor. I want to like show people from where I'm from, like, man, you can do this. You can be a big star like Denzel Washington, or Michael B. Jordan, or somebody like that. Like, you can reach those heights coming from these areas. So like, I want to do it all basically.
I hear you, man. I think you can. I can see you like it's kind of something with what Kevin Hart has done thus far. Just how he started out in comedy, now he's big time actors, and like you said, Michael B. Jordan and countless others that are in that particular lane. You're giving people opportunity in front of the camera from the black and brown communities. In front of the camera, behind the camera, and all that you're creating. How important is ownership to you?
Ownership is very important. Ownership is very important because what I realized is a lot of the greats in this industry has their ownership snatched away and taken from them. Prime example of Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle created so many amazing sketches for Comedy Central, finding out that they own everything in his name, like stuff like that, which enabled certain situations for him to be able to flourish the way that he would have wanted to because of them doing that. So yeah, go ahead. But he's fine though. But just just seeing all these amazing actors and actresses and musicians go through this, like that's crazy. That's our story as black people. Like,
Hmm.
everything is always snatched away. Like, all the old, you watch all the old singing movies. Everybody, um, uh, what is it like they masters, all that stuff is not
Hmm.
theirs. I want to own my stuff. Like, I want to retain full ownership for all my stuff, because this is my art. This is what I created. You know what I'm saying? This is something that I wholeheartedly believe in. Stuff that I went through to be able to tell these stories. I owe it to myself and to my family to own all my stuff, to make sure we are taken care of, and and being a person to hold on to something, a part of our culture that cannot be tampered with. So that ownership is top priority, man.
When you also look at in today's society and just period, how important is black media and black owned media?
It's very important because it gives us opportunities to be ourselves and be able to tell our own stories, to be able to help create that generational wealth that we need. It's very important for to get our messages out, to get our stories heard, and our people to be able to be seen, and give opportunities. Um, I love black media. I kind of don't like sometimes the way that they make us pick on ourselves and tear down us. But black media, when it's done right, I love black media.
All right, man. So if you were on an island and you only could take 3 albums
Mhm.
with you, what would they be?
Um, 3 albums, 3 albums. Um, it would be 50 Cent for some gangster stuff because I know all the words to the song. We just listened to the other day too. And Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson is incredible.
So hot or cold cereal for you?
Hot or cold cereal? Cold cereal. I love oatmeal though. No lie, I love oatmeal and malto meal. But but cause I'm an old dude. But honestly, cereal, man, cereal's my favorite. I'm like a I'm like a cinnamon toast crunch type dude.
All right. One thing you at Watts Homie Quan must have at all times.
One thing that Watts Homie Quan must have at all times is my Bible app. I need my Bible app. That's what I need because in the morning I wake up and read 2 chapters or read a certain verse, and I need that. That's like most importantly than anything. Like I need my Bible app.
Snoop Dogg.
So Snoop Dogg.
No, I'm
What
saying
about Snoop?
when you think about Snoop Dogg, what comes to mind?
Legendary. Boldness. Great champion, legend. Like Snoop Dogg. Snoop Dogg is one of the dopest cats I met in the industry, and Snoop has always shown me love, no matter what it is. Like it was times where I was in moments where I was there as Watts Homie Quan. There's another time where I was at his video shoot directing and not as Watts Homie Quan, like being of service to them, like, hey, what do you need? You need water, you need this and that and the third. And he respected me for that and showed me love and gave me so much game. And he told me about skits that I had on my page that I deleted, that ain't there no more. Like it tell me like word for word. I'm like, dog really invested into what I do. So I've been appreciative and thankful because as a kid growing up and seeing Snoop and Def Ron, them having the era that they had, that whole they had the industry on lock. So to have a person that's that much of a goat in this industry, to know a young up and coming person stuff, I'm like, man, this is a crazy finish. This is amazing. This is something that I could never have even dreamt about.
That's awesome, man. Tyler Perry.
Tyler Perry, legend, amazing, goat. So we filmed Wild and Out at Tyler Perry Studios. Tyler Perry is amazing. Like my mom, I used to watch Tyler Perry stage plays with my mom. Like we'd go to the grocery store, go to Superior and go find a bootleg man and go buy. Sorry, Tyler, we didn't buy the real movie. We was getting the bootlegs because they were cheaper. We can get them all on one DVD, but we was getting them and watching the stage play and how he was able to act as different characters and put God in and put these different things. It was always amazing because it's like, bro, it's dope to see what you put in your mind out on paper and then see how it transfers on screen. That was amazing. That would let me know that like, okay, this is for sure possible.
Dr. Dre.
Whew, Dr. Dre, legendary. I say visionary. Uh, Amazing mind. This dude is a freaking genius. Like I never met Dr. Dre yet. I plan on meeting him soon. I don't know how, but we're gonna figure it out. But Dr. Dre is an amazing person. Like I love his story with leaving Death Row, having to start from ground zero and make a name for himself all over again, and really just put in that work. Dr. Dre is where he at because he was focused and dedicated, and that's like something where I aim to be.
Kobe Bryant.
Kobe Bryant. Oh, you can't go this way. Kobe Bryant, legend. Um, Fearless. Um, the Mamba mentality definitely started like influencing me more in my life now because his ability to fight through certain things and be able to push himself. Kobe didn't get there if he would have doubted himself or didn't have faith or wasn't content in who he was. Kobe embodied that, and even like with the situation that we all know that happened with Kobe Bryant, him having to, like, me and my girl, we talk about this stuff all the time. Even when him having to play those games with everybody hating you and you having pressure within your own self, and you still find the ability to go through with it and staying strong. Like, it's so many things that Kobe taught me, man. I'm truly appreciative of being able to experience a person like that.
And lastly, Watts Homie Quan.
Watts Homie Quan, uh, visionary, man. Legend, GOAT, young OG. I'm proud of myself, man. I feel like I'm an amazing person. I feel like I'm a person that is going to inspire a lot of people that come from these hood areas where we are judged before we even said hello to. Um, I'm just so thankful to be able to do what I do, to be able to inspire people and to help people. And I feel like I'm gonna be one of the goats and legends when it comes to black actors in Hollywood. You know what I'm saying? I really feel like I'm gonna be that. No, not I'm gonna be. I am that person. I'm just waiting for my time to continue to put stuff under my belt, man. That's what we doing.
Absolutely, man. Well, let me tell you, man, it's been an honor. It's been a privilege to sit down and talk to you, man. I look forward to watching you for another 25 plus years, man, not just from an acting or a creative standpoint, but from an executive standpoint as well. So I just want to say thank you for all that you've done. Thank you for all you continue to do in our communities.
Yeah.
I've seen you giving away, turkeys and toys to the families in various communities around LA. And just want to give you your flowers, man, while you're here. And thank you so much for coming on the NH Experience, brother. I really appreciate you.
Man, I appreciate you for showing me love, and I want to also say shout out to Sisters of Watts because I wouldn't have been able to be a part of the turkey drive if it wasn't for them. Because they have an amazing organization where they take care of, families in Watts and give them stuff that they need around the holidays and just dope food drives. And I always wanted to be there and be a part of me to be able to help. So I want to say thank you to them because if it wasn't for them, I wouldn't have been able to do that. So I'm beyond thankful for that, and I thank you for recognizing, the positive stuff that we do versus, how some people will try to point out the other things, bro. I'm truly thankful to have met you and been a part of this and being able to share this moment with you. So thank you for giving me that opportunity and that chance, bro.
Hey, man, thank you. I'm just trying to be an extra for season 2, man. That's all. Where do I sign up?
Oh yeah, you was dope as hell.
Thank you so much, man. And we'll definitely talk to you soon, and we'll definitely be doing some things in the future, I'm sure.
All right, for sure, man. Let's get it, man. God bless you, bro, and let's make it happen.
Absolutely, man. We'll talk to you soon, brother.